Hey guys, I'm Jade.
And I'm Chriselle.
And welcome to Call Me Crazy. So today we thought, what a good time to start the podcast that we've been wanting to start since literally December.
Finally.
And it literally, every time we're like, let's do it. And then we quite literally just don't do it. But now we're both in the creative economy. So we were like, you know what? We've got some basic equipment. Let's just start with what we've got and we'll go from there. Let's just start with our little intros. I don't know, do you want to go first?
Okay, as I said, I'm Chriselle. I'm a student at Studio Higher Education. I'm studying a Bachelor of Arts in Visual Arts in Visual Communication Design. It's a very long degree, but we're both doing 3-year degree.
And I'm Jade, as I also said, and I'm studying a BA in Motion Picture at AFDA, so also a 3-year BA degree. So what we thought we would start with is just some light would you rather questions to get the ball rolling, because this is also our first time doing anything like this. So we were like, let's just start it off light and then we'll get into the deep stuff, Mine's first for Chriselle. Mine was so surface level. So would you rather hop or skip everywhere you go?
Skip, definitely. Imagine just hopping everywhere
like a bunny.
My one is, would you rather not speak to your best friend again or never see them again?
That's hectic. Wait, so if I never speak to you again, I would still be able to see you but not like interact with you?
Yeah.
But if I don't see you, I could still speak to you like on the phone?
Yeah.
I feel like I would have to say I'd never see you again, because then I could still interact with you, like speak to you, My next one is, would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every song you hear? Imagine a song comes on in like the middle of the shop and you're busy popping and laughing.
Oh, you're just like busy like just breaking down in the middle of the line. You're in the line pain. I would say singing because it's less embarrassing. My one is, would you rather become friends with your celebrity crush or go on one date with them?
Probably friends. My last one, would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade?
Definitely jail. I feel like if you fall asleep or like in a coma for so long, you're missing out. And like, what if like all your loved ones pass away before you even like, when you're in jail, they can still like pay you some like visits and stuff.
Yeah, and you can still interact with people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends how you see it, because either coma, like the time will just go so quickly you won't like feel much, but then you also miss out on so much. You have to catch up on so much.
Also, guys, look at our cute little mics.
Yeah, we thought, you know what? Rather something. Maybe this will be like our thing. Little tiny mic.
Yeah, we kind of got jealous because Zani like ordered very nice ones off of Take-A-Lot, and we got our little cheap ones for like 20 rand off of Shein.
Literally.
Okay, my last. Would you rather? If you could only have one professional beauty treatment done for the rest of your life, would you rather it be your hair or nails?
Stop! I
told you this was gonna be difficult.
Bro, my hair's already growing out and I'm crying about it. But at the same time, I haven't not had my nails done since December.
I know.
No, November actually.
I know. That's why I'm like,
I feel naked without my nails. But at the same time, I can't just let my hair keep growing out.
Pick one.
Let's go with...
I would say hair.
Hair, yeah.
I would generally say hair because you can learn how to do your nails. It's very difficult to like do your own hair.
Plus, I'd probably mess up my hair, fry it all off. Yeah, okay, let's go with hair. Okay, so those are our fun intro questions. So our topic is technically Christianity in our everyday life and our own journey. But we thought, why not, rather than having a topic and just talking about it, let's actually ask each other some questions and get our own perspectives on it. So my first question is, how do you stay connected to God on a daily basis?
So I'm not using this as an excuse. Like the day like sometimes get away from you. I would generally before I go to sleep, I would try and have my quiet time with God. I will sit and I will pray. But if that doesn't happen, and like I'm just so tired, like when your head hits the pillow, like you just want to like go sleep, I would, during the day when I'm busy with work, I'd listen to worship music, and I would think of, like every day I think of God, but it's like it's different than just thinking of him and like spending time with him, I think. But I think one thing for me is definitely like I love worship music, listening to it. So yeah. And you?
I think that's a big one for me as well. Like, I love going on walks, so instead of like listening to other music, I'll listen to worship music, just talk to God while I'm like on a walk. Or it's a really good one. Not really instead of your quiet times, but obviously with your quiet times, and also just like when you have got so much going on, it's a good way to include God in your life.
Yeah.
Still. And then obviously I try my best to still every day sit with the word, and we've recently started a Bible study with a couple of friends.
A Bible
We have
study.
a little Monday night Bible study, and we're actually going through Genesis at the moment.
Very
And
interesting. Very sassy.
Yeah.
Very, very sassy, might I just add.
Actually.
What was it, Cain?
Yes, am I my brother's keeper? My
It's like,
word. You can speak to God like that.
Yeah, God also is like, where's your brother? And he's like, do I look like my brother's keeper? And I was like, you speak to God like that? Like,
Actually crazy. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that because we're not like just reading the Bible, we're studying it.
Yeah,
And that's the
yeah.
first time I've like done something like that. We're using an app called Through the Word, and
I
it's
love
giving
that
us like
app.
chapter by chapter breakdowns, which is really good. And then I also love using devotional books. Like, it's good sometimes you have like a little topic and then it breaks it down for you. You give your own thoughts about it, and yeah, it's more than just reading the Bible like a book, I think, but really just like getting into what it's about.
Okay, next question. What is your perspective of forgiveness as a Christian?
Sure. Okay, so I think it's very important to forgive, because forgiveness is more about yourself than the other person.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you are forgiving that person for something that they did, but actually at the end of the day, if you don't forgive them, it's going to impact you. That person can go on, live their life. They're not worried about what they did, but you're still sitting with that attachment and emotion towards
be like,
that.
how could they do that to me? And then meanwhile, it wouldn't even bother them.
Exactly.
Like, it's sitting with you and it's bothering you.
Exactly. And in order for you to let go of that feeling and that, I don't know if animosity is the right word to use, but you actually need to, forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, but it means letting go of whatever you have against them and whatever they have put on you. You need to just let that go, because at the end of the day, it's only going to hurt you. That person's literally going to move on, not caring about how you feel at the end of the day. And you're going to be left feeling better. Okay, this is a big one. What do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions about Christianity?
Okay, so I genuinely think people think if you go to church and all of, like, you're a church girl, you go to church, that you are this perfect person and that you do nothing wrong. Be like, oh, don't do that, or don't do that, or like, she doesn't do that because she's like a church girl. I think that is the most, like, we Christians aren't perfect at all.
Yeah.
We can't be perfect. The only like being that is perfect is God. Like and I genuinely just think that it's because we obviously have to put up this, like, we Christians are meant to be set apart from others, and that's where the like word holy comes from. Be like meaning like being set apart, to be different. And it is obviously our job as Christians to influence other people in a good way, in getting them to know God better, getting a relationship with them. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're perfect. And I just think that definitely that's not the case.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between like trying to live a godly life and trying to reach perfection.
Yes.
We know ourselves that one day when we get to heaven, that's the only time we're going to reach perfection. Doesn't mean that we don't have to try and live the best life possible, but it's important to also not hold people to perfection, because at the end of the day, they're going to disappoint you. And if you know that already, you will be less hurt by that. It's important when we're thinking of others and ourselves, because if we also hold ourselves to perfection, we're gonna be so discouraged when we do something wrong that we're gonna think, oh, I did that wrong, well, I might as well just not try anymore, or I might as well just forget this whole thing and give up. But actually, if you give yourself grace and you remember, yes, I shouldn't do this, I'm gonna repent, I'm gonna give it to God, I'm gonna try my best not to do it again. But
it's all about also the intention behind it.
Exactly.
Like the only person that truly knows your heart is God, and like only he's the one that will be able to judge you. And I think everyone's like, oh, try not to judge. Like there can't be one person on this earth that does not judge. We are gonna go to heaven one day, and God is gonna judge us, and we don't know each other's backgrounds either. Like everyone grew up differently, everyone came from different backgrounds. It's definitely, it's interesting, and I think it's something that makes us so like humans, like everyone, there's not one person that's the same, and I think that's also very important to remember. So we're gonna talk a little bit about personal things. Sorry, I just didn't mean to touch off with it. So we all know what happened in 2020. So this is just a more personal, deeper question. How did COVID impact your mental health, schoolwork, sleep schedule, and your relationship with God?
Yeah, I struggled in COVID. I'm a very sociable person, and I love just being with people. So for me, I struggled. I remember I didn't leave the house for 5 weeks at first, didn't even go to the shops, anything. And then after 5 weeks, the one time I went to the shops with my dad. Then obviously when they lessened the restrictions and we could go to people's houses and stuff. But for me, my sleep schedule was completely messed up. I'd go to sleep at 4 a.m, wake up at 1 p.m, 2 p.m. I would binge series.
I binged The Vampire Diaries during grade 9.
What did I watch? I watched in 1 week all 6 seasons of Teen Wolf.
I used to love that. I also used to watch it.
It was bad. And then I think I wouldn't say my faith was a massive thing that dipped. We watched church online most Sundays. Obviously, I really missed the connection of being at an actual church, having an actual worship. Yeah, exactly. So I still spent time with God. Looking back, it's a bit of a blur about what I actually spoke to God about. But it was challenging on my mental health. It was an interesting time, and I wouldn't go back to it.
No, definitely not. Well, the rest of the world was dying. Teenage girls were busy making TikTok dances.
That was bad. I peaked on TikTok then.
So the whole I think it was the 13th of March when they told everyone it
was definitely March,
for
yeah.
2 weeks. We thought it was just going to be 2 weeks. So school-wise, I started pretty strong the first week. I was because our school worked with Teams, Microsoft Teams. So I started doing my work, and then I just stopped because we all got chores to do in the house during the day, and I just wouldn't have the energy. And also my mom had passed away a few years ago. So during that COVID year, everyone was a lot isolated and alone, and I think I never dealt with her passing, and it's when it caught up to me. So I went into a very depressive state, and my first option was not going to God because I had not been in a relationship with him yet. I had not gotten to know about him. I knew about him. I didn't know him personally. I hadn't joined the church, but I did went to go see a life coach, which really did help me. My sleep schedule was also I would go to sleep at 3. At 12 in the night, I would sit and do art. Sit and draw, because I wouldn't I didn't know there was no point.
I started painting the inside of my cupboards. I made little blocks and I would paint inside the blocks. Also 2-3 in the morning.
Do you know how my room looks right now?
Yeah.
That's what I did in COVID. Also, you know, I went to my life coach and she said, she literally said to me, because she told me statistically about COVID actually. So many people went into a depressive state because everyone was isolated, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And I genuinely thought I was depressed. Like I had to go like on antidepressants and stuff. She told me it's seasonal because everyone has been isolated. She told me so many people got divorced. It's a lot of time in your head as well, because you don't have that like interaction. And that's also why I love our church so much. It's like you've got so much like community. Like all of our friends are like from church.
Literally,
Like, all our close friends.
I feel like we're always part of something, like whether we're going to students or to youth, and then we're always like making plans because of that.
Yes.
Like after youth, literally every Friday we go to McDonald's, just hang out for a little bit. Like it's so nice, and it's building relationships, not purely based on I'm sitting next to you in church, but also based on like who you are as people.
And also we are all here for the same thing.
Exactly.
We're all wanting to grow closer to God. We're all here praising and worshiping God. So it's so amazing, and it's such a amazing experience. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on our next episode.
Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below any other topics that you want us to speak about.
Mwah.
At the same time, but then I'm also going to do a clapper.
You're gonna what? Huh? There's a fly. There's a fly in the room. Like it's very annoying. Let me just open it up. Okay, take a break quickly. Anyway.
Did it actually?
So today
So I'll stop it right now. Are you lying?